In today's video, we are going to be breaking down Jaylen Waddle. He is a wide receiver for Alabama. However, he is in this year's NFL draft, and I personally think that he will be one of the top draft picks this year. Let's get down. Let's check out what makes him such a great wide receiver, and of course, these are all videos to help you become better as well. So let's get down, let's check them out. So in this first clip, here is Jaylen Waddle. What we do see is a fantastic route being ran. So here he does receive that football. Here he is right there. From there, what do we see? He does a quick jab step. We also call that a negative step, or at least that's what I call it, because it allows the defenders to think, hey, you're going to be continuing to run in that direction, but you're going to be going straight or possibly in that direction, depending on the situation. But in this situation, you would expect him to go straight downfield. However, what he is doing here is he has multiple defenders who are facing that left direction, which means that that's a negative step to allow him to push off and go towards his right side. And that's what he does. Quick negative step towards that right side. Now he's got some running room. He has multiple defenders around him. What is he able to do here? Well, what he does do is he gets down, he holds the ball with two hands, and of course, he is able to not lose that ball when he's going down. But what he could have done is, of course, he could have continued to run out towards that left side, ran out of bounds, whatever. But he wanted to test the water, using that negative step to come back in the opposite direction, but then he did get smothered. So in this next clip, this is Jaylen Waddle, and what he does here is absolutely fantastic. He is able, in this clip, to get in front of his defender. As soon as that happens, he knows that he can cut back in. Of course, this is probably part of the play, and most 99% chance that it is, but he is able to cut back in. This is something that you can do as well. So what you need to do is to get ahead of your defender. Now, he could have just continued to run downfield, but because he was able to get in front of his defender, that now allows him to have a large portion of the field to himself, essentially. But again, that pass was thrown behind him. He did need to stop to come back and catch that ball. He was still able to, but that's totally okay. Now, this next clip, he gets a quick handoff by the quarterback, and of course, he is able to run downfield from here. He has a blocker here who's doing a pretty good job. He has another blocker coming up, a couple of set of blockers, and another blocker here. So what can we do as a player? Well, he's going to get behind that first blocker, and he's going to start running up that sideline. But what happens is that he does get taken down quickly. This means that he was not looking ahead of the field. What should have happened was a quick negative step back, but he did not do that. He decided to take a quick jab, which did freeze that defender for a second, but still got wrapped up. This next clip, he is almost pretty well being ran as a running back, and now he does have a little bit of a field to run. However, what happens here is this defender here is able to wrap him up. What should have Jaylen Waddle done? Well, what he should have done is seen that coming for one and taken a large step, which he did not do. If he was able to get a large step, two large steps there that he could have been able to do, he would have been able to break free from that tackle, but he was unable to. In this next clip, we have him right here. What we do see is a quick stutter jab, and then he cuts back towards the opposite direction. It would have been nicer to see him on a little bit more of an angle, but he was able to receive that pass, and he does run out of bounds. And here we see him over in this corner here, and this is the exact same clip as the one before, but this is just to solidify my point on Jaylen Waddle. For the initial cut that we see here is absolutely fantastic. However, once he does receive that ball, he does have some issues where he reads the defenders wrong. Now, in this clip, it's totally okay. This next clip, it's a little bit interesting as well. What we do see is he does do a quick, nice cut, but then he does tend to freeze when it comes up against some of the defenders. This clip, however, he does do a fantastic job, but he does get smothered. This could be due to some of the blockers that he has on his team, but at the same time, he should be looking to get a little bit more yardage and not looking to play around with fast feet to get past defenders. Now, while Jaylen Waddle is a really good player, and I think that he could go really high in this year's draft, I really do hope that he looks at trying to get more yardage by taking longer steps than taking smaller stutter steps to try and get around defenders, and instead taking longer steps, trying to use his speed on trying to get more yardage instead of trying to dance around and not get hit by defenders. When he does get hit by defenders and sees it coming, it is something that he needs to do, is taking larger steps so that they can only wrap up one leg instead of both, so that he can get himself free. These are just some tips that I can give you if you're in the same situation. I think that he is going to be a fantastic player in the NFL, but these are just some of my thoughts. I hope that you've enjoyed today's video. If you have, hit that like button and subscribe, and I'll see you guys again next time.